Hey everyone, welcome to Boardrack Briefing with me, James Otter of Otter Surfboards, where we design and make wooden surfboards in our workshop here in Cornwall. Today I'm going to talk to you about our cutter model, which is 6'4" long, it's 20 3/4 inches wide, and it's 2.5 inches thick. It carries about 34.5 litres of volume throughout. If we first will have a little look at this tail end in the template. We've got this nice rounded template, so that curve at the back end coupled with that rounded tail gives us a really nice roll from rail to rail, but we've got a nice bit of width through the fin as well to generate lift and get us into waves early. This one, as you can see, has a single fin in it, which is how I've ridden this board before, and that coupled with the V that we've got just aids that smooth transition from rail to rail. Some of our customers like to put some side bites in, so they can change it to be a thruster setup, which gives them a little bit more stability and ability to kind of push it into the turns and kind of push that performance element of the board. I just love the smoothness of the single fin and the speed that you can generate with it. And then through the middle, we've got a flat bottom here, which is about generating speed. So if you want to get the board moving, you just put a little bit more weight through your front foot and you can start to get that board trimming really quickly. And that couples with a relatively kind of straight midsection of rail to give us that speed and that ability to hold onto into the water's face when you're up on that rail there, moving along. And then as you come into the nose, you'll see it's somewhere between a fish, the rounding you'd get in a fish nose, and a typical shortboard. So it kind of brings those two together. You've got a bit of width that helps aid that planing speed, but that narrowness that means when you take off on a steep wave, or if you get into a critical section on the wave, the board, that you can keep that rail engaged and maintain control of the board easily. It's not going to bump out of the wave too much. If we have a little look at the rocker line, you'll notice that it's fairly relaxed through the back end, a little bit of tail kick at the back, fairly relaxed through here. A lot of the volume, or most of the volume, is through this midsection. And for me, the reason I put a lot of volume in there is keeps the board nicely balanced, but it also gives you lots of volume under your chest when you're paddling and catching waves. You can catch waves easily. And then it foils out again towards the nose, just to keep a lot of the weight of that board further back. And that's this is a super fun board for that reason. You'll notice, because it's 2.5 inches thick, that it's a fairly thin board anyway, considering what we normally make most of our boards. I think this could well be one of our thinnest boards. But it means you end up with this quite pinched rail line. And what we find that the pinched rail line does with our boards is when you have generated that speed, it allows you to control it much more easily. So you can bury the rail and pull into bigger turns and keep your speed and momentum, but controlling that speed as well. We designed this board. Originally, it was kind of, for me, it was a progression from a fish onto something that felt a little bit more like a typical shortboard. So I rode it in waves from anything from waist to chest high and then up to kind of head and a half, I guess, or so. And I loved it in all of those kind of ways. When you got one that lined up, it really did generate speed nicely and flow off the tail really beautifully. This one here was made by Jude on a workshop a good few years ago now. Came in for a little TLC recently. So if you'd like to get one yourself, you can join us on our 5-day workshop to come and make one, and we'll take you through every step of the process, just like Jude did. Or you can commission one and we'll make one for you. I think that probably sums up everything I need to tell you about the 6'4" cutter, but if you have any questions, please feel free to get in touch, and thank you for watching.